Hello YouTube, Damo_23 here and welcome back to another episode here on the YouTube channel. In today's video, we do have a massive double header approaching the end of the season, which will be between Spurs and Man United. But since we last met, NXGN has come around after our loss to Spurs, and well, we knew this was happening, that one of our players was going to win NXGN. With that being said, do give this episode a like, do subscribe to the YouTube channel. We are fast approaching 450 subs, and I really want to get there by the end of the year, if possible. Most of the people that watch the videos do not subscribe, so just click the red button. It really does help out. I would love to break that goal. With that being said, let me know how your saves are going and let me know your plans are for Christmas, what you're doing for Christmas, or if this comes out after Christmas, which I highly doubt, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Josh Herman is your winner. As you can see, the Welsh international has been lethal for Wrexham this season, leading the club scoring charts with 20 goals in 35 appearances. That is a very good return for a guy that's worth 122 mil, is now up to 3-star and is a elite poacher in the Premier League. Maybe not elite just yet, but when you have a look at his stats, he is wealthy. Now, I will always say that I think for you to be world-class, you need 15 stats of 15 plus, but that is for most positions, not specific to a couple. So I think for midfielders and fullbacks, you must have that no matter what. You must have 15 stats over 15. Done. Or else you're not world-class. I also think the same for 10s and the 6s more than likely, unless you're going for an elite ball-winning midfielder. In that case, then you want just those ball-winning midfielder stats over 15 plus. With strikers, I would also say I want stats 15 plus, especially for an advanced forward, a complete forward, etc. But for a poacher, you don't need that. For you to be elite as a poacher, you need finishing, first touch, technique, good amounts of mentals in terms of composure off the ball and anticipation mainly. Flair's also nice to have, and then pace. As you can tell with Josh, the finishing's about to become 15. The first touch is 15. The technique's 18. He's got 15 off the ball with 15 composure with 16 anticipation, plus 17 flair to beat people. Plus, he's naturally quick with 17 pace and 16 acceleration. And being 18 years of age and playing top flight football, there's going to be a world where that pace is probably going to get to 18 and the acceleration is going to get to 17 by the time he's done, which means he's going to be just one of those where it says a pacey hitman. And off the last man doing all sorts of things, this guy is going to play millions of games for the club. He's already played 69 games Kappa. Got to get the good old 69 in there because we're all like that. But, at 18 years of age, 8 goals for, I didn't expect anything less than him to win NXGN. Did think Brian could give him a shot because he's played for Argentina. He's played a few minutes for me. The only thing I'll say about Brian is he hasn't developed, where, as you see with Josh, you can see the development. Oh my goodness. Have a look at the development here. And this has been my issue that I brought up in the last episode, is I don't see our wonder kids really developing, even though we have great facilities. I know that was something that was mentioned in the last video, was the facilities. We have state-of-the-art training facilities. So they should be developing, especially with the training programs that we have in here using RDF's training programs that he uses for his player development, because he's the GOAT. But yeah, as you can see, not much development. If we have a look at that though, I look at the lads that get in there. We've got 3 guys inside the top 8, and we've got all our guys inside the top 20. Dominguez probably should be high on this list. I think he might be the best goalkeeper on the list. Apparently there's a Polish goalkeeper who could be the next Polish Martinez, or I don't know. I'm guessing it's the Emmy Martinez that he's trying to refer to. I'm guessing so. That's okay. So there's a Polish keeper that might be better than Dominguez. Davies is a future NXGN winner. Have a look at him already, 2.5 star, and is at a championship level according to my coaches. This guy at 16, good enough for the championship. By the time he's 18, he's going to be like Josh Herman. He'll be probably nailed on alongside Koulibaly in the middle of the path. Mariba's currently got interest at the moment, and if I was to sell Mariba, I'm telling you right now, I'm probably going Davies and Koulibaly to end the season off and not play anyone else but those two in the middle of the park because they're so good. And Brian made it into the top 20 as well. Now, for those that don't know, Brian's been here since we signed him. Very, very well-rounded, slowly developing, starting to get some ability there. For me, he's someone that he needs to play more minutes, and I might give him a run in the league in the end of this run after we play the Man Cities and the Arsenals. I might give him a couple games to see how he goes on the right, even though I'm training to play on the left. But it's nice to get 5 guys in NXGN up across the top of the board and in the top end of that as well. What I always do in NXGN, for those that don't know, I click on every player and players I don't know and I don't already have in my shortlist or not scouting through my scouting filters that I use for Wonder Kids, which I have documented plenty of times before. I will then obviously scout and click through. Always important to see. And occasionally, once every blue moon, you get the really good quirky one where it's like a weird nation, weird league. Or more importantly, you get one, and I've only seen it once myself. I've had a couple of people send it to me. Oh my God. You get one that's from the American Amateur League, and you can sign him on a free, and he's in NXGN. You just like, or you get one that's just been released from like Brazil, and you just be like, oh, okay. But with that being said, I'm going to go click through this list. You guys, I will see you for the Manchester City game. And Manchester City. No, I'm going to see you guys for the Spurs game, even though we just played Spurs in the last episode. But we'll obviously be recapping Man City, Liverpool, Fulham, Arsenal, and Sunderland, and letting you know how we look going into this run home, and if we're going to be in Europe or not. The big Sue is out, boys. Have a look at this. We're 3-1 up against City at home. What are we doing? McAtee's just beaten like 4 Man City players and rifled one into the top of the net. And we are 3-1 up, 70 minutes played against Manchester City. I was expecting to lose. Have a look at this run and goal from Herman as well. As in, look at the secondary run here. Arcs his run. The poacher role this year is broken. They just make darting runs, stay on hold every time, and finish everything, which is out of this world. We are currently slapping City. So let's stick with it, because from what I've seen, I think this is about to be 5-1, boys. This is going to be 5-1. This is going to be 6-1, 7-1. We are dominating Unai Emery's Man City, who are flying in the league this year. This is brilliance, boys. We're 3-1 up against Manchester City. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Let's have a look where City are. Third after this. They're maybe not flying, but, you know. Have a look. 14 shots. XG of over 2. We are slapping Manchester City at home. Slapping them up. I'm just going to tell you right now, boys, when it comes to playing Wrexham at the racecourse, we are the best team in England. Maybe not, but close. We're giddy. We're very giddy here. We are very, very giddy. And you watch City score now, I just burst my little bubble of us and our supremacy. But this has been great. Arthur wins one, and he finds McAtee. Herman's made a run, ignored. Robinson, Oliveira. We've just been so good, which is great. Oliveira again, Waylon Reneka out the other side, make it 5-1 for the boys. 5-1 for the YouTubes. Alcaron, first goal for the club. Brian's first goal for the club's in a YouTube video. What a run there too. Ball from your doggy, and then the side foot pass Edison at the near stick. It is brilliant. This is perfect, boys. I'm telling you right now, it's not about if we finish in Europe. It's about when we finish in Europe, and then it's going to be about will we make the top 4. Even though 5th will more than likely get a Champions League spot as well. We have looked fantastic. The boys have played amazing. We've got Liverpool in 2 days' time, so I'll probably get beat because my backup team isn't as good as this team. But yeah, we look so good, and Pinto's going to score one. No, he won't. Dominguez does well. Left him in net, by the way, accidentally from the FA Cup game, so poor old Arthur's missed out on a big win. But look at the team, and just look at the lads and how well they've played. We've marshalled Haaland around, got lots of boys over a 7. They've hit the bar because, you know, we only concede once at the racecourse. That's it. You won't score again. We have been fantastic. The boys have looked fantastic all day today. And I'm over the moon with what is going to be a monstrous win. I wasn't planning to do this part of the episode, but when you go and dominate City this well, you have to document it. And City are probably lucky it's only 4-1 with the 12 shots we had on target. What a day. I'll show you the first goal as well here quickly too, because, you know, you guys missed this. But a good ball from Origa. Yet again, I need to change this because it keeps making my centre-backs take long throws, even though we got Robertson, he has 13 long throws on it. But yeah, that was perfect. I'll see you guys in a second. Don't go anywhere. YouTube, here we are. We just finished match day 35, and as you can see on screen, we've dropped in the 6th spot. Aston Villa have their game in hand, and so do Spurs. So there is a world where Aston Villa win, we go on level on points, and Spurs win, and they go within 3 points of ourselves. Let's just go and have a look who Villa's playing. Please be Spurs. It's not. It's Forest. Who's Spurs playing? Be Arsenal. Be the London Derby. Nah, their next game is Leicester. Okay. So it's very likely that they're going to be 3 points behind us and Villa are going to be level. As you can see, Man United had their games in hand. They won and then just drew, though, to Bournemouth, which is great. But they won against Leeds and Brighton, which means that they currently sit ahead of us. And Chelsea beat Manchester City in a game. and then beat Fulham, and then just got a point against Liverpool, which is unfortunate for us too. That means that as it stands right now, we're currently in 6th spot. 5th will get a Champions League place based on coefficients. So as it stands, we'll be in the Europa League, which I'm more than happy to be in the Europa League, by the way, because I actually think we can do damage in the Europa League. We are 4 points behind Chelsea. We are a point behind Man United. We are theoretically probably level with Villa. We actually have come live so we can see what the Villa results are going to be. And then, yeah, so what I'll do, once we see these results, we're going to stay live for this. Here we go. Spurs have lost. And Villa drew. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Baby, baby, baby. Leicester against Spurs. Well, that's huge for us because now Spurs are 2 games behind and 3 to go. So as long as we get something against Spurs, right, you would think if we win against Spurs, we're going to be in Europe no matter what. If we draw against Spurs in this next game, it's going to be okay. If we lose against Spurs, it becomes a little bit tight. They finish 8th or 9th. Newcastle have a game in hand. If Newcastle win, things become a little bit more interesting because they go to 57 as well. Villa drawing is massive because we really should have been level on points. There is a world where I lose to Spurs, I lose to United, next minute Villa win the next 2, Newcastle win the next 2, Spurs win the other one, and next minute we're in 7th, maybe 8th. But those results just there were huge right there. Perfect. Villa drew to Forest. And Villa arguably were the better side. Where are Forest in all of this? Forest are safe, Leicester are safe. So, there you go. Had nothing to play for. So these guys in the second for Spurs, it's going to be almighty interesting now. We are potentially maybe 1 win away from securing European football. Here we are, 6th versus 8th. Racecourse, a stadium, which is currently over 20,000. And we're going to expand, or 24. We're going to expand even further. I think it's going to get up to 28. I know there's a weird segment to go to, but if I go to Club Vision and I go to board, we are going to expand the ground. And I think it's up to 28. It's another 4,000 seater, which is going to be good. In terms of the team, unfortunately, we do have that Ceravolo is going to play because we do have the injury to James McAtee. He's out for another 5 days and 2 weeks. Means he probably doesn't play against Spurs, which is a bit of an issue. I've also decided that I might look at training Arthur to play Shadow Striker. As you can see there, he's got the natural dribbling, finishing, and first touch, passing, and technique. Just the technicals that you really want. He's also got decent physicals for it too, that I think if you play this guy in the position of Shadow Striker, he could do some really nutty things. And could maybe get him playing more first-team football behind Mr. Herman as well. On top of that, though, the team looks pretty good. We've had a good run of fixtures, which we're obviously going to recap here as well quickly. Since we last met officially, which was Man City, obviously, for the 4-1 ending. We lost Liverpool 2-1 in a game that we were pretty decent in. I didn't think we played bad, but Liverpool were always going to be a better side, and that's that. We beat Fulham 1-0. Now, look, it takes some stones to do what Kristovic did. But have a look at those stats. 65% possession, 20 shots, 8 on target, 2.51 XG. You don't start anymore. You come off the bench. 90th minute to keep us in the top 4 fight. Panenka down the middle. Take some absolute balls and stones. I love that from Kristovic. We lost to Arsenal 2-0 at the Emirates as well. Not much you can do here. They're a good side. If you look at the stats there again, good amount of shots. We played pretty well. And then we just played Sunderland not too long ago. We did rotate mostly in this game. We won 2-0. Clean sheet for Cunnington and Oliveira. Arthur did well. Pavlovic is Pavlovic. I'm pretty happy. If you have a look at the data hub, the interesting thing about the data hub is we are 6 goals under our XG, a goal under our XGA, 4 points away where we should be. And if we were to be exactly where we should be right now, according to the XG table, we should be 2nd, and we currently sit 6th. Read into that what you will. It probably means we don't have the quality to perform to the metrics that we should be achieving, but at the same time, we've got the players that are developing to achieve these metrics, which should put us 2nd in the league. So I'm pretty happy. To be all things considered. Also want to say, lastly, Dominguez is growing this good. That is correct. His one-on-ones has gone up +3 this season. I know I'm not kidding you. If I go by attributes and all time, it's +3 on the one-on-ones. If I make it to the Europa League, he's the Europa League goalkeeper. Make it the Champions League, he's going to be the Champions League goalkeeper. As much money would be very good for us in the Champions League, I really think the Europa League is a good spot for us because I actually think we can go win the competition. In saying that, though, I'm not going to start throwing games just because. And here we are. Now, Richarlison isn't playing? No. I know he is. He's up front. So Richarlison's up front. Vicario, Pedro Porro, Luca, who obviously is 16 years old. They signed him as a 16-year-old. He develops pretty well. Rodrigo Bentancur. Arrigas is a German midfielder that looks decent, but he's not a DM, that's for sure. Madison is getting a little bit slower. Garnacho's here. That he looks pretty good on FM, let's be honest. Talas Mango and Richarlison is up front, of course, as well. And Hovic is apparently here too at 30. Not bad. Back up Rafinha. This is the side that obviously beat us in the quarter-final of the FA Cup in the last episode. But I said on that day, last episode, if this was at the racecourse, we would beat them. Let's see if we can talk the talk and walk the walk. If Spurs beat us here today, we're in trouble, because then we lose to probably Man United in the second game of this episode, and then Brentford on the final day becomes quite nerve-wracking. Win this game, I don't see able to finish any lower than 7th, and that's going to be European football. Robertson now with the ball, driving run, puts it in towards the back stick. Pavlovic is there, doesn't win it. Your doggy doesn't clean that one up, but Koulibaly and Mariba sort it out. Pavlovic again in the area, good run, finish from Pavlovic. And that was superb there from the wonder kid left winger. Hasn't really developed this year and hasn't really had his greatest year in terms of returns, but is still someone I've got a lot of time for because of how well-rounded he is. And if he does develop that little bit more, he is going to be class. And Pavlovic in the end, have a good finish there for 1-0. For those wondering if he hasn't really developed, not really. These physicals have all been 14 for pretty much most of the year. If you have a look at the progress this year and you go to progress, pretty stagnant since February to now, and pretty stagnant really from October with a little bit of a dip, you would say as well. If you look at all-time stats of how much has developed, a little bit, but if I get rid of my physical sort of things in the webcam here, YouTube and for my stream, you can see that there's been not much movement in the physicals, which for a guy playing first-team football, there should be a lot more movement. So I'm actually a little bit worried that Pavlovic is kind of one of those wonder kids that kind of gets there very quickly and then doesn't develop anymore. If he stays as he is, he's going to be a very good, useful backup player for us. Man City beating Arsenal, there's technically, there could have been an opportunity if Man City dropped a couple games to catch them as well. But Drop Bear comes in with a subscription during the YouTube episode. How are you, mate? Good to see you. Arsenal, by the way, fighting for the title, are losing. 37 minutes played. Free kick, Pavlovic around the wall and in. Let's do it right now. Oh, what a save from Vicario. Might have been Woodwork involved as well. In the end, good free kick. Spurs are having a bit more possession, but at home, we develop very well. That's 21 months Drop Bear. I can't believe that. That's way too much. But thank you very much, buddy. Let's continue on and move again into the next game. 50 minutes played. Looking good. Can we, develop a second goal? Can we create something else? I'm happy with a clean sheet, though, boys, if you want to do it that way, too. Herman's not having the best of the game. Ceravolo's not having the best of the game. Arthur's not playing well. I am actually going to make the move here, right? I'm going to move Arthur into the middle. Okay, this is being weird. Arthur into the middle, Shadow Striker on attack. Ceravolo's going to come off here for Brian Alcaron, so he gets a game. And Herman is going to go into a complete forward role and support, and Kristovic is going to go in there to link up play and allow Arthur to go off him. Yes, mate, we've still got another 3 games to go, plus if I want to do scouting, so you're not catching the end of the stream, which is good. So I'm going to do that. I think Mariba's had a good game as well, but I think in the perfect world, we need to do this and just allow George Davies to sit in a big game. He's developing. He's looking this good at 16, just turned 17. I think he wins NXGN next year. This guy, I said by the time he's 17, should have had a cap for Wales. Probably should have. Didn't get there. Wales probably missed a trick. But I reckon we do that with him. The rest of the team stays as it is for now until we need to make another change. I think we do that. A bit more defensively minded. Still 1-0 up. Pavlovic, your doggy, against his former club, and he celebrates. They hanged him out to dry, though, did Spurs in this game. In real life, Spurs love him, and I love watching him play for Spurs as well. Being a Liverpool fan, I think he's amazing. But in this game, they hanged him out to dry. I didn't play him, but Destiny, your doggy, who's fast developed into our best player, heads home. He's got very good aerial reach and ability, and that was superb from the boys. Pavlovic looks dead out there in the 77 minutes, so we're going to get Christian Pavon on that side there. And I think we're going to get Destiny, your doggy, off for... Well, actually, we don't have Oliveira on the bench to go in there and to be the defensive-minded, so I'm actually going to leave one last change to time waste with late doors. But as it stands, 2-0 up in a massive game. Arsenal have come back from 2-0 down to win 3-2 at the moment. It'll be leading 3-2 at the Emirates. Koulibaly, Riga, Robinson, needs a fun feet. Brian Alcaron. This winger role is just so good to go forward in. Keep going, Kristovic. Koulibaly. Good run. Davies. Arthur. Shadow Striker. Arthur. Goal. First time he plays for us in the Shadow Striker role, he scores. I really do think next year you're going to see me play Arthur and a shadow striker on attack moving forward, because I think he's that good. And if we are secured European football on the final day in the last game of this season for next episode, Arthur you'll see start in the 10 as well. But Arthur in the 10 scores, and there we go. Great football. Davies playing ball in the midfield on support, which I think I'll move to moving forward as well with Koulibaly. Once we sell Mariba, if that's ever the time or the case. Gets an assist. That's a 3-0 win. I said if we played Spurs in the quarterfinal of the FA Cup at the racecourse would be at Wembley. We just backed it up in the league, which is good to see. So as that looks right now, Newcastle did win, which was a massive game for us to get there. It means that Newcastle have a game in hand to get the 60 points. We would have to lose both games. Newcastle would win both games. But with that being said, our goal difference is so much better than theirs. So I don't think we're going to finish any lower than 8th. Spurs are in the same boat, but, they're too many games back now. So 8th or lower, theoretically. We're going to finish 7th or lower, which is European football. Man United already played and won by the looks of that as well. And Aston Villa have played and we're 4 points back. Okay, boys, okay. This next game is going to determine, are we going to be in the Premier League hunt or fight, or the Champions League fight or hunt, or not? Good to see Paulo Roberto actually developing pretty well. Does that mean his line graph's looking better? Oh, yeah, that's good. Same with Audrey too, right at the end. Boys are doing okay. Let's go in, give you Man United in just a second. At Old Trafford, a game where if we can get a point at a minimum, it will go down to the final day for European or Champions League football. But a win there means that we will be in Europe with Wrexham next season. Manchester United, Old Trafford, a chance for European football or a chance for Conference League football, which is the lesser form of European football, let's be honest. In terms of the team, I think we're going to line up with the same team that just played and won against Spurs, which is perfectly fine by me. I think eventually we will see Arthur move into the hole, as mentioned. I've also got a couple of bids coming in for a couple of players as well. Hopefully we sign both. Offer Sivan, unfortunately, will turn 19 before he joins, I think, which does suck, because it means that he won't become homegrown for the Champions League if he stays. Just 6'4", very well-rounded physicals, good mentals, 20 determination. You've already seen with the 20 determination with Cervolo, they develop very well. He has very good, obviously, scout reporting, and I think you can train him into being a deeper line playmaker on defend moving forward, which, is one of the roles that we do use. We also could maybe train him into being a 10. We could also train him into being a centre-back, so I think Sivan is not bad. Jamie's the one to get excited for, though, boys. We are playing with a right winger on the right-hand side. Already 2 caps for Chile. Already got agility, balance, pace, crossing, dribbling, aggression, technique. Very well-rounded. It looks like we're going to get him in on a work permit for absolute bugger all money. So with that being said, this guy's going to come in, play right wing, and start next season. And after, I'm going to probably move into the hole to be the backup and maybe loan Saravolo out, or don't know what we're going to do there. So, Hookah, good to see you, mate. Thank you for checking out the stream where you're watching from. And look, let's get into this. Manchester United, big game, huge game. Obviously, if we win this game, we have a game against Brentford to play off for the Champions League. If we draw this game, there's potential on the final day. We'll see who Man United's playing. But yeah, Daniel Hui, what a wonder kid he's been for England so far. Parolo's out of this world. Watching from Dubai, nice, mate. Good to see. LFC David, there you go, mate. Being a Liverpool fan, I am very much loving that. Nicholas Sywald looks good. Kiwor, Bev, Bruno Fernandes comes into the hole. Hari, the Dutch international, looks pretty damn decent. Hoyland's up front. Kobe Mano, does he develop on FM? Because he's very good in real life. 20 determination, I like that. Luke Shaw's still there. Diogo Dalot's still there. Skip's still there. Everson Ferguson, for people wondering how he's gone. Look how good he looks on this year's game. Kimpembe, Popovic. Yeah, they've got a good side. I've always been interested in getting into Football Manager, but I'm not sure if there's like a learning curve and how complicated it is for a beginner to get the hang of. I'll give you a hint here, and this is the same for anyone watching this on YouTube if you're new. Do a save of your most known club, the club you know the most. So for me, if I was a new person, I would start a save with Liverpool because I know what the squad is like. I know a sort of tactic that would fit Liverpool, and at least that way you can actually play around with tactics, knowing what will work, what won't, and then fine tune. Also means with scouting, you can actually learn how to do scouting because you know what Liverpool kind of need. You know, in real life, Liverpool probably need another world-class centre-back alongside Van Dijk. So I'll scout for another centre-back, especially the injuries we always seem to get at centre-back too, right? And then you can learn how to do scouting and stuff as well. So that would be my biggest tip. If you're going to be new and you're going to buy it, highly recommend. Definitely think on computer, it's much better. So, you know, going into a club that you know very well, especially for a simulated game as a BAV, the Wonder Kid puts it just wide, you can, you know, get a lot of ideas and, you know, really get your head around it before you jump into anything major. And don't be scared. At the end of the day, it's just a game. So, you know, if you do jump into the deep end and you get sacked at your first club doing a south end save, because Berger's doing one, not like he's getting sacked, don't worry. Just load up another save. It's all part of the parcel of the game. In the meantime, though, boys, not much really to speak about. One highlight, United have been the better side here, you would say, but half-time approaching, and it's currently 0-0, and this is massive for us. I know we have to win here today to make it, you know, to be in the Champions League spot. You know, fifth will get a spot because of coefficient. However, not losing today means it goes down to the final day. It is what it is. If it is in a world, by the way, we do lose today, and then, but we're going to finish sick no matter what. I'm just going to give you the end of the Brighton game. I'll give you that as an episode, but as it stands, boys are doing okay. Arthur's not having the best of the game, 67 minutes played. Yes, correct. You can just, you know, load in or anything like that. It's fine. I'm not saying to reload after you play games, but I'm saying, you know, you can have saves at different points, you know. Say, for instance, if you're doing a save just to get your head around it, what you can do is, thank you for the follow, is you go, say you get to November, right? Things are going okay. But you go, you know what? I want to actually try a tactic that has 5 at the back. And, you know, can play 5 at the back with inverted wing backs and wide centre backs, doing all sorts of things, right? Being creative, which I highly recommend. If it's your first save, you're not doing it for content, just trying to learn. I'm a big believer of saving the game, create a separate save file going 5 at the back trial, and just click around and play. And if it goes wrong and you lose your next 6 games and the board sacks you or whatever, doesn't matter. You've got the save from what you were doing before and you got what you were playing around with. Doesn't matter how you do it. Anyway, Koulibaly is on a booking and we need to get him off. So off you go. Ball winning midfielder on defend. Arthur's going to come into this role here as a shadow strike. He did score last time, so Rivola's going to come off here. And I'm going to bring in actually Christian Pavon. Pavlovic not had the best of the game. I am going to move inside forward on attack for Josh. And we are going to bring Kristovic on up top. I think that's what we're going to do. And I think that's how we're going to leave it for now. There we go. 70 minutes played as it stands 0-0. Look, a point's good because it brings it down to the final day. If we concede one late, it's horrid. If we score one late, we could be off to the Champions League. Parola, Kimpembe, good press. Unana, Parola, Kobe Manio, good ball there into Fran Garcia. Kiwar's gone out to left back. We're looking to squeeze, which is what we do. Got us outnumbered through here. Kobe Manio can pick up a pass and get in behind here, and he does. He finds Hoyland. That's a good ball over to Fran Garcia. Looked half offside. Referee has not got the flag up. Arthur, what a save. Is this the save that gets us into the Champions League? Of course it could be, because Arthur's played 300 games for us, and he's a GOAT. Is this the save that gets us into the Champions League this year? We've never been to Europe. We could finish 5th. What a save from Arthur. Block with the leg. Outrageous. We love to see it. There we go. 81 minutes, is that the highlight? Are we going to continue on? No, beautiful. Another highlight though, Moriba picks one up. Goes out towards Pavon. Doesn't find him there. Need to win it, we don't. Hoyland now. Ball to Bruno Fernandes. Picked off by Waylon Reneke. Falls back to him though. Fran Garcia on this left-hand side. Ball goes deep. Hoyland's there. Falls to Abav. The Wonder Kid. Now we need a goal. We must score to keep Champions League hopes alive. Your doggy's done the right thing. Get it away from Hoyland, but unfortunately Abav is in the perfect spot to win the second ball. Alright. We must score or it's game, set and match. Dan Robertson's off for Kem Crook, by the way, because he's a more aggressive fullback. And with the options we have in here, Kristovic on one side, Herman on the other. Vance Foreman. Arthur on one side, Pavon on the other. Mariva into the hole. Davey's going to sweep up. Bit more direct. Don't play out. More expressive. Don't need to work it into the box. If you can find a shot. Go fairly wide. Distribute over the top. Long kicks. I think we're already pressing, but now we just need to step up more. Commit some men forward. Davey's going to sit in and try to win the ball if they go on the break. Obviously, the very attacking. Off we go. Must score. Must score. 5 minutes. Is there a highlight? Come on, Football Manager. Give us a moment. It will not be Champions League football next year, which, look, I have to say, I'm kind of happy because we definitely don't have the squad for the Champions League. But this first 11, especially at the race course, will beat most sides, I believe. I would have loved the charts, though, to be an underdeveloped side in the Champions League. Instead, look, Europa League, you never know. You never know. It's not all over, by the way. Let's see where we are out right now. Aston Villa. Okay, so it comes down to Aston Villa. If Aston Villa win, there will be potential for us to finish in the Europa League spot, the Conference League spot on the final day of the season. If Aston Villa do not win, then I don't need to give you this Brentford game. If Aston Villa win, then we're playing off for the Europa League or Conference League. Pretty sure 7th goes into the Conference League, no? Aston Villa did not play yet. Let's go and find that out, actually. What happened last year? Because they would have got 5 spots in the Champions League. UECL finishing 8th? No, just overall. Bang. There you go. The UEL spot was for 7th, so we have to finish 8th. We can't finish 8th. We're going to be in the Champions League no matter what. In the Europa League no matter what. Beautiful. Well, in that case then, boys. Unbelievable. What I'll do is I won't give you the full Brentford game. I'm going to play this one off camera with the live stream, and then we'll just give you the results at the end of the day. But no matter what, it's going to be Europa League football. Did Aston Villa win? Did Villa win on the Sunday? Are we going to finish no matter what 6th, which is a crazy, crazy achievement? Are we? Will we? Give it a like, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Why don't you? And I'm on my way to 450 subs. We're nearly there. Villa, who are Villa playing? The suspension's killing me. Villa play West Ham away. That's not the easiest game. They do play today, so let's find out. West Ham beat Villa. All right, no matter what, we finish 6th, boys. We get the budgets for next year. Okay. I don't know if I click on finances if it tells you. Right. So finances here, that is 71 mil. We pray for a good budget. Just give us 70 mil. Or give us 94 mil. We've got some money to build a team for the Europa League. Oh, baby, boys. Oh, baby. Ryan Reynolds says here, have 94 mil. 1.5 mil in a player role. No, and payroll. Just drop that down and give it up to 270. I think we'll do that. Couple guys already coming in. We've got money, boys. Our reputation's going to jump up because now we're in Europe. We could maybe get some really good signings through the door and really create a very strong second side. I see these guys for the end result against Brentford. Final day of the season here, YouTube. Unfortunately, we've been held to a 2-2 draw, but we've done pretty well. As you can see, a pretty rotated team out there. Oliveira started. Arthur played in the hole. Herman did start, of course, as well. Important to note that we drew 2-2. These are the goals here, obviously. Good run from this little winger. And in the end, we decided that we did not want to tackle him, and that was a pretty good goal. Herman then scored after a very good set plays here. Pavlovic, Brian, Herman, finish. Thank you very much. That's another good goal. Darmsgaard then finished a great chance as well. As a ball came into the box. Eventually gets cleared away, but only as far as the ball coming out to Darmsgaard on the other side from Guehi. Nothing Dominguez, our wonder kid keeper, can do about that in net. But mercifully, we did get a leveler with Kristovic and McAtee linking up with a set piece and Kristovic headering it in over Raya. In a game we absolutely dominated in, which is quite evident there from the fact we had 67% possession, but we decided that we wanted to concede. I'm pretty happy with that. It's a great end to the season. Important to note, Kristovic is now being linked to a $56 million move to PSV and co, which is huge. And hopefully, we're all right. Arsenal get crowned champions on the final day as they beat Liverpool 4-1 at the Emirates. Really? I don't really want to see that or relive that. 36 mil though, that's huge. The Board of Pleas are in the Europa League next year. Celta Vigo won the cup last year. West Ham and Arsenal play each other here. Arsenal have a chance to do a league and a European double at a minimum. Finance-wise, I've got 104 mil, got 85 mil, 90 mil to spend. I've got bids in for other players already as well. Important to officially note that I have got Jamie and Offer already on the way. Pedro, I'm going to leave for you guys to see next time. Thank you very much for checking out another YouTube episode. Give it a like, subscribe to the YouTube channel. And next episode, we're going to recap all the signings as we build a team that is ready for European football.